Of a Korean War soldier are on their way back to Omaha, and to welcome Jim Dorrance home is his 88-year-old nephew.
Yeah, and it's a moment that the man never thought would be possible. KETV News Watch 7 Sean McKinnon talks with him, grateful to get his uncle back.
Ted Koskins says in the 1940s, he and his uncle Jim Dorrance would go hunting, ice skating, and shooting in Omaha.
We did a lot of things together, though, as kids.
The two were more like friends, only 4 years apart in age.
I really didn't think of him as an uncle because, I called him Jim. I didn't call him Uncle Jim, and really didn't give him much thought.
But in the first year of the Korean War, Dorrance enlisted and was sent overseas. On December 1st, 1950, he was captured as a prisoner of war in North Korea.
I think they were the last company defending the total withdrawal of that division, and the Chinese surrounded him.
He was brought to a camp in brutal conditions.
And then he died of starvation, malnutrition, and two of his fellow soldiers buried him outside the camp.
A few years later, North Korea returned remains that were reportedly from the same camp to the United Nations. But Dorrance's name wasn't on the list, and for decades lost to his family and to history. But in 2018, the Defense POW Accounting Agency at Offutt Air Force Base disinterred 652 Korean War unknowns in Hawaii.
In the meantime, my mom and two of his sisters donated DNA. They were still alive at that time. And that's when they discovered it was Jim. Amazing what they can do today with that DNA.
Dorrance's skeletal remains will be returned to Omaha.
I was happy that he was found, and they're going to bring him home.
Koskins says someday they'll be resting next to each other at Forest Lawn Cemetery.
He worked as a kid at Forest Lawn Cemetery, mowing grass. There's an empty plot there, and I'm going to have him buried there.
But for now, he's hoping his uncle, nearly 73 years after he went missing, gets a military homecoming.
I really didn't think there'd be anybody at the funeral, but when I talked to Sergeant Greenwood and them, they thought there'd be a packed house because the military people show up to show their respect. Because I didn't think they'd ever find him in my time. I'm 88 years old, and I really didn't think that, as long as it's taken now, I didn't think it'd happen before I passed away.
Sean McKinnon, KETV News Watch 7.